Shelly-Ann King joined the Udonis Haslem Foundation team in March of 2022 and serves as Executive Director. In this role, she works to further the organization's mission by pursuing partnerships and programs that are in line with its values. She provides strategic guidance to the board of directors and, as the voice of the foundation, acts as a liaison between the organization and the community. A natural connector, Shelly-Ann has access to a vast network of experts and easily connects people with ideas to those who can execute them, a skill she has honed as a public relations/marketing consultant, magazine publisher, and entrepreneur. This, along with her visionary leadership and compassionate management style, bodes well for her current position. Throughout her college and professional life, Shelly-Ann has always been affiliated in the nonprofit sector capacities. As a graduate student, she chaired the team responsible for organizing a major fundraising event for the Urban League of Philadelphia. When she moved to Southwest Florida and began her professional journey, she served as secretary of the 100 Black Women of Southwest Florida Organizing Committee and as a member at large of the Quality Life Foundation. Now, as a recognized and respected voice in South Florida, Shelly-Ann answered the call of the Udonis Haslem Foundation to be of service to children and families in underserved communities. Along her career path, Shelly-Ann has deliberately focused on being a positive influence and bringing meaningful change to people's lives. She spent years in social services as a caseworker, child protective investigator, and professional grief counselor. In these roles, Shelly-Ann not only developed her social services acumen, but also learned how to be a charismatic communicator who is motivated by compassion and advocates for those who are unable to do so themselves. Shelly-Ann has a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology from Brooklyn College and a Master of Arts in Tourism and Hospitality Management from Temple University in Philadelphia. She was recognized in 2015 by Legacy Magazine as one of South Florida's 40 under 40 Black leaders of today and tomorrow, and in 2023 as one of South Florida's most prominent and influential Black women in business and industry. She is the mother of a teen daughter, bonus mother to 2 adult daughters, and she is married to Sylvester King Jr. Please join me in giving a Miami-Dade College and Rising Scholars welcome to Mrs. Shelly-Ann King.
I did not fall. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for having me tonight. President Pumariega, Vice President and Provost, Dr. Harrison, thank you for this great invitation to address you all this evening. I bring you greetings from the Udonis Haslem Foundation, our founder, Mr. Udonis Haslem, our board of directors, led by our chairman of the board, Mr. Sylvester King Jr. Thank you. To our students, our rising scholars, 200 of you tonight. Oh my goodness, this is beautiful. Congratulations, not only to you, but to the parents as well. For the parents and relatives and friends and your support, this is vital. You just being here tonight just shows just why these kids, well, not kids anymore, but these students are successful and will continue to be successful. So give yourselves a round of applause. I was asked to speak tonight about my own story. I'm not very good at talking about myself. It's uncomfortable. But the prompt had me asking certain questions as I was going through. I was like, okay, how am I going to tell this story, right? What message should I convey? What should I share? What should I not share? The more I delved into what my story could be, the more I realized that my story does not begin with me, and it certainly does not end with me. I choose to begin my story with the great-grandparents I knew, Mama Daisy and Papa Cyril, because no matter where I am in life, they're always with me. I see every experience that I have, I try to see it through their lens. Like, how would they see it? How would they experience it at this point? You see, they were born well over a century ago. As a matter of fact, I just did the math, and I think my great-grandpa would be 125. So it's a while ago. But I did have the awesome privilege of living with them as a little girl on the island of Jamaica. I didn't realize it at the time, but they were pouring so much into me by sharing their values, their customs, and their wisdom. They share their own stories about their lives, how much the world had changed in their own lifetimes, and shared stories from their ancestors that were passed down through the generations. When I migrated to the United States in 1989, yes, ancient times, okay? I took them with me in my heart. And even though they've long passed on, they're always with me. I went on to live a life they couldn't have never imagined, not for me, not even for themselves. I have lived in a country with limitless opportunities, where I have exceeded even my own expectations. I have traveled the world to places they've only read about in books and seen in magazines. And I have seen the world change rapidly with advances in technology and industry. How commonplace is it now for everyone to have a cell phone? Not just a cell phone, a smartphone, right? So, when I was growing up, there was no telephone in my house. Some people might relate to that, but it was the reality in the 80s in Jamaica, in rural Jamaica. We did not have that amenity. Okay, so in order for us to make a phone call, like if I wanted to call my family in the United States, that would take a taxi ride, about a 30-minute taxi ride into town, where I'd make a collect call. You could Google collect call, because some might not know. Okay, so we'd make a collect call to, my relatives here in the States, and that would be from a public telephone booth. Also Google that, because I think that's pretty much extinct at this point. So that's how we communicated. But the primary means of communication was by letter. And at the time, during the 1980s, it took 2 weeks for a letter to arrive from Jamaica via airmail. So it's still going on a plane, but it would still take 2 weeks to get to the United States. And then however long the person has to respond to you. So yeah, so those phone calls that 30-minute ride on the taxi, that was really for emergencies and for important conversations. But if you really wanted to write a letter, that's how long it would take. Now imagine back in my great-grandparents' days when they were young people. For a letter to be sent overseas, it was via steamship. You could Google that too. Okay. And that would take several months. So imagine you have a message to send to someone. It would take that long for them to respond to you. It would be a few months before you would get an answer. Now, the world that we live in, you could literally make a phone call to anyone, anywhere in the world in an instant. Furthermore, you want to purchase a package or something from Amazon, you could have that arrived at your doorstep in 2 hours. My great-grandparents would be amazed. They could not imagine that. And the reason why I'm telling you that is not to go over, oh my gosh, the olden days, but it's perspective. And You're coming up in a time where things are just going rapidly. Technology is moving fast. And so I want you to take account of the changes that you will see even in your journey right now as you're starting college. So, along my journey, I always try to savor my successes as they occur and live in the moment of each new experience. And I'd like you to do that as well. I refuse to take for granted the reality that I have the privilege to be alive at this particular time in the history of the world. Think of all the things that have happened, all the changes that's taken place, and you are all here with me right now, and that is an awesome privilege. I know that even though I have failed a lot and things don't always go my way, I know that I have options to correct my mistakes, to start over, and to move in another direction if I need to. Our world is not perfect. As a matter of fact, it can be downright cruel and harsh. As you begin your college journey and eventually step out into the world on your own, you will face disappointments. You will find yourselves in uncomfortable situations. You will walk into spaces where you do not feel welcomed. You will have to make difficult decisions. But if you face those challenges, knowing that you're always a part of something greater than yourselves, that you are the hopes and dreams that your ancestors didn't even knew they could have, that you belong in any room that you walk into. There is absolutely no limit to what you could do. The key is to find your why. I know the president mentioned that earlier. That is your reason for being. Find what motivates you to be your best selves. For me, it's my family. How do I honor my ancestors? How do I represent my husband, my parents, my siblings, my daughters? How do I make this world a better place than I found it for generations to come? Once you find your why, you will unlock such amazing potential within yourselves, a passion that drives you to do more than you could have ever imagined, and the satisfaction in knowing that you are indeed fulfilling your purpose on this earth. My work with the Udonis Haslem Foundation is more of a mission for me, and I get to work with wonderful people, including some of the folks here at Miami-Dade College as we prepare for our mental health event over in Building 3 on October the 5th. And I hope that you will visit our website at udcares.org to learn more about it and to try to attend. And it will be a summit on child and teen suicide prevention, so it would be great. So I'm going to end this with imploring you to take all these opportunities that are available to you and to use them wisely. The world is rapidly changing, and you will need to adapt a lot faster than any other generation before you. But I'm confident that today's rising scholars, you, will be tomorrow's hope for a better world. It is in your hands. My hope is that something that I said to you tonight may have resonated. It might resonate with just one person, and that's okay. But I hope that you'll be able to take that to the future so someone after this, to another class of rising scholars next year, and to deliver that message somehow. My story should not end with me, and I work every day to make sure that does not happen. Please make sure that your story does not end with you either. Congratulations once again, rising scholars. Be great. You got this. Thank you. I think that's hers.
Thank you, Ms. King. What a great message. I am certain it resonated with our scholars and all of us in the room. Ms. King, please join me back on stage. President Pumayega and Provost Harrison, please join us as well. On behalf of the students at Miami-Dade College, please accept this token of appreciation.